I'd kept a bottle in the bottom drawer of that desk for 9 years. This morning I took it out, looked at it, and put it back. I wasn't reaching for the bottle. I was reaching past it, for the thing underneath, and my hand didn't shake doing it. That was the part that should have worried me.
You're in early. You're never in early. And you cleaned the desk. In 6 years, I've never once seen the top of that desk. I was starting to think it was a rumor.
Couldn't sleep. Figured I'd make myself useful for once.
No. You make yourself useful when you're scared. I know that look. You get it when somebody's leaning on you and you're working out the angle. That's not this. This morning, you're not scared of anything. And I've worked here long enough to know that's the look I should be scared of.
You read me better than the rent's worth, Dale.
Then read me back. Whatever you slipped in your coat just now, leave it in the drawer. Whatever you've decided, decide it tomorrow. Tomorrow's a fine day for it.
I've been deciding it tomorrow for 3 years. The trouble with tomorrow is it's where they keep your name until they need it. She didn't ask what was in my coat. Dale never asked a question she didn't want the answer to, and that was the kindest thing anybody did for me anymore. I'd spent 3 years watching men write my name down and waiting to see who'd come collect. A man can only watch that so long before he stops waiting and picks up the pen himself. I didn't tell her where I was going. I didn't have the words for it yet, and the ones I had, she was better off not caring. I just put my hat on and went to do the one thing in this city I'd sworn I never would. The back room of the Chronicle smelled like ink and ambition, which in this town are the same thing left out too long. I'd carried a name across the city in my coat pocket like a loaded gun, and Flynn was the first door I tried. The obvious one, the cheap one. I just didn't know that yet.
You've got a face like a man holding the lead, and you came to me, which means you want it printed. So say it. One name. I'll hold the morning edition, I'll wake the typesetters, I'll put it above the fold where the whole city has to look at it over breakfast. Give me the name.
Slow down, Flynn. You're already spending the byline. You ever think about what a name like this costs the man who sets it in type?
It costs him the front page and a place in history, that's what it costs him. Truth in 40-point type. You print it, it's real, it's out, nobody can put it back in the dark. That's the whole job, detective. That's the only weapon I've got.
I knew a woman who had the truth once. Had it on paper even. All she wanted was a platform and a midnight train. She got neither. They don't kill the name in this city, Flynn. They kill the mouth that says it loud.
So that's it? You think they'd come for the paper? For me, hand it over anyway and let me decide what I'm willing to bleed for.
And there it was, in the kid's eyes. The same shine the operative had, right up until the crowd swallowed her. Print the name and tomorrow the city wraps fish in it, and the man it points at never feels a thing, except maybe the small satisfaction of reading my friend's obituary. The cheap way to lose isn't losing. It's losing and burning a good man to do it. So I buttoned my coat over the name and left it where it was. Forget I came in, Flynn. There's no story here. Not one you'd live to write a second of. I walked back out into the rain with the same name I came in with. The press was a dead door. The law was hollowed out and sent home. That left exactly one man who could carry a word upward without it getting him killed on the way. And God help me, I'd been avoiding his name longer than I'd been carrying this one. The blue room at 1 a.m. smelled like spilled gin and money that had been washed too many times. Pauly Marchetti held court in the back booth, the way a man holds court when he owns the room and the street outside it. I'd come here before with my hat in my hands. Tonight I left the hat on.
Look who walks in. Sit, take a load off. You know, I always say it. A man who comes to me himself, no middleman. That's a man who understands respect. So, what's eating you that it couldn't keep till morning?
I'm not here for a favor, Pauly. I'm not here to trade. I came to tell you something to your face, and then I'm going to walk out that door.
To my face? He hears that, folks. A speech. All right, I'm a reasonable man. The floor, it's yours.
Then I said it. The name. The one neither of us has ever let cross a table. Not in 20 years, not in this room, not anywhere a wall could hear it. I said it slow, so there'd be no mistaking which man I meant. The man at the top, by name.
You want to be careful now. You You want to be real careful where you put a name like that. A name like that, it don't go back in the mouth once it's out. You understand what I'm telling you? Some things, once they're said, somebody's got to answer for them.
I'm not asking you to do anything, Pauly. I'm not asking you to move. I just need you to know it was spoken, and to know that I'm the one who spoke it. The variable you all decided was managed. It just came loose. Carry that up however you like. And for the first time since I'd known him, Pauly Marchetti had nothing smooth to reach for. The Brooklyn charm sat there in his throat with no place to go, because he understood what I'd done. I'd made him a witness. Now he had to decide. Does he carry the word up that his tame detective slipped the leash, or does he swallow it and gamble on silence? Either way, the quiet little truce we'd all been living inside was already a dead thing on the table between us. I put my hat on, which I'd never taken off, and left him doing the arithmetic alone. Brogan was on the precinct steps where the rain found him and didn't bother to leave. 20 years he'd climbed those stairs like he owned the city's conscience. Now he stood at the bottom of them, a big man gone hollow, smoking a cigarette down to nothing and watching the water run in the gutter like it was the only thing in town still going somewhere.
You come to check the body's still breathing. It is. You saw to that. Whatever you came to say, son, say it and let me get out of the wet.
I used the name, Patty, the one at the top. Said it out loud tonight, to the man it could hurt, not for the truth, not to bring him down. I said it so the city would stop thinking it owned me.
You spent it. In a night. I carried that name 20 years like a stone in my coat, waiting for the day I could lay it down on somebody's desk. They took the day off me. And you just opened your mouth and spent the whole of it on yourself.
I know what it cost you. I'm not asking you to call it brave. I'm telling you it's done, and the silence I bought you is broke now too. You don't have to sit in it anymore. There's a thread loose again, Patty. Somebody ought to be alive enough to pull it. He didn't bless it, and he didn't curse it. He just looked at me a long moment, the rain on his face like something he'd given up wiping away. But the cigarette stopped halfway to his mouth, and behind all that exhaustion something turned over once, slow, the way an old engine does on a cold morning. Whether it caught, whether the last honest man in Calloway Bay came back through that door, wasn't mine to decide. I'd handed him the match. The rest of it was his to light or let drown. I came back to the office the same way I left it, tired, wet, and one drink short of honest. The bottle was in the drawer where I keep my better judgment. Nothing in that room had changed. The rain hadn't changed. The city outside hadn't changed. And the man at the top was still up there, dry and clean and untouched, exactly as tall as he was this morning.
You've got that look. The one you get when you didn't win, and you're trying to decide whether it counts as losing. Sit down before you drip on the carpet.
I didn't win, Dale. He's still standing. Same office, same rain, same crooked town. I went out to take down a king, and I came back with my hat in my hand.
I've kept the book on every case you've walked into this office and out of. You don't come back like this from nothing. You went to him, didn't you? You finally went and said the name out loud.
I said it. Didn't bring him down with it. Couldn't. But I said it to his face, in his own room, and now he knows I'll say it again. He spent years thinking I was a thing he could manage. That part's over.
So you didn't pull a thread. You put something in the ground. Now you wait to see what comes up. That's not nothing, Flynn. That's just the slow kind of dangerous.
She had it right, the way she always did. I hadn't toppled anything. I'd planted a seed in cold ground and named it where he could hear me. For 5 years, the man at the top had moved first, and I'd spent every case mopping up after his hand. Tonight I moved. Now the next play was his. Answer me, or pretend he didn't hear. Either way, for the first time, he'd be the one waiting on the dark to tell him what I'd do. And so, for once, would I.